We're back on the road to City Hall talking about the top issues affecting Manhattan in 2013 with political consultant Carlos Manzano, Catherine McVeigh Hughes from Community Board 1, Eleanor Tatum of the Amsterdam News, and New York One's John Weinstein. The recovery from Sandy. We hear so much about Staten Island and about the Rockaways, and justifiably so, but Lower Manhattan in particular took a really hard hit. It's sort of a different kind of a Lower Manhattan person who's been hurt by Sandy. It's not an individual homeowner so much, right?
Right. It's a lot of these small businesses, and I think about one in particular that I did a story on recently, the Bridge Cafe.
Yes.
And the Bridge Cafe, the owners, it's the oldest operating bar in New York City, and the owners are saying, well, we've got to find a way to come back, but we just don't know how we're going to do it yet.
There are other ongoing development issues that are very much a part of what's going on in Manhattan. And Carlos, I actually think of you as the guy who ran the McManus Democratic Association in Hell's Kitchen for 20 years. But the West Side, in fact, is a place where there's been a lot of development pressure, a lot of concerns, right?
Absolutely. This began with the Giuliani administration with the redevelopment of 42nd Street. But what's happened with the redevelopment is that I don't think it was a comprehensive plan where it addressed the needs of working and middle class New Yorkers. Mm-hmm. We mentioned the small businesses, and they're the backbone of this city, and I think they're struggling as is because of the economy. Now Sandy, and who knows what may come next. So people are trying to make an effort to stay afloat, to stay in business, to kind of make it in this great city. Housing is another issue that has been greatly affected, not only this year, but this has been going on for 15 years. The reality is that unless we build affordable, permanent affordable housing, we're not going to be able to retain the great workforce of New York. And I am deeply concerned that what's happening is we're going to be training people in New York so they can leave for other states to find better opportunities. And we have to change that equation. That's all part of the economic development plan that has to be looked at from the mayoral perspective, from the borough president's perspective, the council people, and all the other elected officials.
And Eleanor, sense that there's a kind of a Wild West atmosphere out there. If a developer comes along and can assemble some parcels and put a good plan together, this administration is going to be sort of friendly to them. How does that affect Uptown?
Well, what seems to be happening is as long as they give a little tiny bit of affordable housing within a development, and I'm talking, 10, 15% at some points, and not even permanently 10 or 15 percent of the apartments are going to go that way, then they'll be able to develop and usually overbuild. But going back to what he said, when we've got these natural disasters that are happening and we have a workforce that's not in Manhattan at all, we don't have people that are able to come into work.
We've got more to talk about, folks. We're going to do that in just a moment.